sequence, just an order of numbers. Everyone thinks it always has to have a pattern. No, doesn't. It's just a list of numbers separated by commas. That's what a sequence is. All right. It can end, like that's what we call a finite sequence, where it's just a set of numbers and it ends. Or it could go on forever, like 1, 2, 3, 4, start counting for me. That's called an infinite sequence. Am I really concerned about that? No. Here's what I'm concerned about. New notation going in. New notation. Everyone sees my new sequence right here. Oh, yep. 2, 11, 20, 29, 38. There's my sequence of numbers. Again, may or may not have a pattern. We'll decide that in a second. What is the fourth term of my sequence up here? Fourth term. Everyone can tell me it's 29, right? But how do you write it? All right, how can I write that it's 29? Everyone ready? You're going to now see an A with a subscript of 4. That represents that is my fourth term in the sequence. And you're going to set it equal to, what's the fourth term in the sequence? Equals 29. So A with a subscript of 4 equals 29, wherever you want to go. Okay. So instead of literally writing the words fourth term, this is how we're going to symbolize it. For A subscript 4 is equal to 29. We good there? All right, now give me the seventh term. Well, you only wrote 5 up there. There's a pattern. There is a pattern now. So somebody start clicking away on the calculator for me. What is the seventh term up here? And again, how would I write seventh term? A with a subscript now of 7. So what is the well, find the pattern, use it to find the seventh term. Here we go. Seventh term when you're ready. 14 here? 56. Nice job. So 56. Everyone all right with my new notation? Okay. Here's what I need your help with. I'm going to tell you the term we're on. I want you to teach me how to write the term next term. So the term in front of it, the next term. And can you do me a favor? Can you add a third column to the left, which is the term before? I'm going to label this column the term before. This will give us a lot of practice in writing the new notation. Okay, here we go. I'm on the fourth term. What's the next term? Next term? A5, fifth term. I'm not going to blow anybody's minds here. What about the term before? Okay, no issues, no issues. Okay, now here's where it may get a little crazy. And stop me have confidence in yourself now that we're, 4 weeks in the school here? Have 3, 4. Have confidence in yourself to raise your hand and say, explain it again or ask questions. All right, stop me at any time. I'll explain it however long I need to do so. Now it's A subscript N. Could be anything. Could be any number. How do you write the next one then? Using N as a subscript. How would you write the next one? A N plus 1. I'm just going to add 1 to it. And how would you write, now be careful, think about it, how would you write the term before? Using N, how do I write the term before? A, N minus 1, you guys got it. So if AN is the term I'm on, AN minus 1 would be the previous term. Okay, what if I'm on N plus 1 then? The next one would be N plus 2. All right, think before you speak here. What would be the previous term then? AN, nice guys, nice. You got through the hard part. What if I'm on n? I'm currently on n plus 4. How would I write the next term then? A n plus 5. And the previous term? A n plus 3. Yep. All right, now, little change. I don't have to write it with an A every time. I can write it in function notation with an F. So what do you think this represents right here? What's that telling me? That's the what term? That's the 6th term in the sequence. That's what that represents. Don't plug in 6. That just represents the 6th term in the sequence. So what's my next term? F of 7 would be my next term in the sequence. And what about the one before that? I would write it as F of 5. Yep. All right, well, what if I'm at F of n? The next term would be F, I would write it as F of n plus 1 in parentheses. And if you wanted to go before it, I would write F of minus 1. And then finish this off strong. What if I'm on F of n plus 1? F of n plus 2. What about the one before it then? F of n. There we go. All right. Questions? Yeah, sure. You can go to the bathroom. No problem. Thanks for asking. Okay. Do what you got to do. Good luck on the next quiz. Okay. Here we go. I got a sequence here. Now I'm going to ask you to add, subtract, multiply these terms. In part A, what am I looking for here? What's this represent? A2. Take the second term. Go ahead. What is it? 7. So I'm going to take not the number 2, the number 7, and add it to, what's this represent here? The 6th term, which is? So I add them together, and that'll get 38. Okay, what's the next one asking here? Now I'm going to turn it over to you guys. How about 1? What am I looking for from the first part, Aiden? Go ahead. 19. Now I threw a little change up at you. 2 times the, which is 31. Yep. I can multiply them. All right, go ahead. It's your show. Anybody have any issues yet? Okay, how about the next one? I got an plus an minus 3, but I tell you what n equals. 7. So where you see an n, plug in 7. 13 in the house. Here we go. What am I asking for here first? Okay, but now you know what n is, right? 7. So what am I, another name for the 7th term, which is 37 plus, now what term am I looking for here with n minus 3? 4th term, which is 19. Got it. Everyone all right where those numbers are coming from? We had a little confusion 5th period, but what do you got for me? $18. You got 37 plus 19. Okay, you're killing me. Use your darn calculator right in front of you. Everyone's IQ is currently going down right now. Wasting everyone's oxygen. Are we done? Are we good? Wow, that was painful. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to talk about all this here in a second. I'm not going to read it through. I don't expect you guys to read it. Here's what I want you to look at right here, your new sequence, 10 through 35 there. Go ahead, find me f of 6. Don't yell anything out. What's f of 6 here? F of 6. Now that we know what that means. 1, 35, what's it mean? What's f of 6 mean? I know it's 35 in this particular sequence, but it's the sixth term. Okay, sixth term. Good. All right, here's the new stuff I got to show you today, and that is writing a recursive formula. Okay, here's what a recursive formula tells you guys. It's the pattern to the sequence. That's what this formula is going to do. It's going to tell you the pattern to this sequence. So can you tell me what the pattern is here to the sequence? Pretty easy. It's just what? Add 5 every time. Okay? There are two parts to every recursive formula. First part's the easiest, and that is the first term. You need to tell me what the first term is and write it appropriately. What's the first term here? So you're going to write, how do I write 10 as the first term? I could do F. You want to use F or do you want to use A? Let's make a decision. Either one's correct. Okay, so F of 1 is equal to 10. Okay, that's fine. Now here comes the tough part. I said there was two parts. The second part is what's the pattern? And you have to write it in the correct notation. Okay, what's the pattern again? Okay, whoa. Plus 5 to what though? What do you have to add 5 to? The previous term, right? To get to the next one. Everyone agrees? All right, so help me out here. The second part of the formula is going to be f of n, any term, can be found by finding, how did we write previous a couple minutes ago? Look back at your chart if you need to. If f of n is the term I'm on, how did we write the term before that? F of n minus 1, and what do you have to do to that previous term? What was the pattern? Take the previous term and add 5. So that's what your recursive formula would look like. You tell me what the first term is, and then you tell me how to find the next one. Okay? So what this is saying, ready? What this is saying is, any term you're on can be found by taking the, what's this notation for? Previous term and adding 5. That's what you just wrote up here for me. All right, any term can be found by taking the previous and adding 5 to it. Good? All right, 1 doesn't make you great by far. Here we go. Next sequence, find A2 plus 3 times A4. I'll let you do that on your own. Okay, A2 plus 3 times A4. What do we end up with there? 11? Okay. Yep, because you have 6, the second term, plus 3 times the fourth term, which is 24. And crunch those numbers, and you get 78 as your answer there. Yep. All right, let's write a recursive formula now. And I'm sorry, I'm going to make you use A now. Okay, I'm going to make you, and the only reason why is that's what you're going to see in the problems. Sometimes you'll see F, most of the time you'll see A. Could you write it either way? Yes, whatever you felt, but I want to expose you to both. All right, so first term, A1. What's my first term? Okay. That's the first term. Got to always tell me that. What's the pattern? 2 to the previous term, right? 2 times the previous term. Now, how do I write that in this correct notation? Ready? AN, the term I'm on, is equal to, now if I'm on AN, look back at your chart. What's the term before that? A n minus 1, and what are you guys doing to the previous term? What was the pattern? Times 2. Now, how do I write that is the question. Thoughts? I would like it a certain way, but let me hear your thoughts. Parentheses, and you could put a 2. That's one way. Lauren? You could put a 2 before the A, which is what I personally prefer, but you could put in parentheses and say times 2. That's fine. I just don't want this right here. Don't pull this on me. Okay, down near the subscript, that just, it doesn't fly. Okay? Could you also write it with f of n equals 2f of n minus 1? Yes. Okay, there's a lot of different ways to write it. But again, ready? Recursive formula, 2 parts. What's the first part? A1. Tell me what the first term is, which always you should probably know. And then the second part is, what are you doing to the previous term to get to the next? What's up, Ben?
Why do we go to the previous part?
You tell me.
Like,
Go ahead. Just what's on your mind? Other options.
like I understand how to do it, but
No, I know. Go.
why can't we go to the one in front?
So you're saying take the one in front and divide by a half? Or multiply by a half, you mean? You could. Like, could I do this? AN equals the term in front, n plus 1. Could I do that? Sure. All right, but I think it's just going to be easier for you always to look at the term before and say, what am I doing? Okay, because I think that's how the mind works. Okay? Because I think that's how you establish a pattern left to right, correct? Instead of right to left, so that's why I'm suggesting the previous term. All right? All right, here we go. You ready to go backwards on me? I'll give you the formula, you give me the terms now. Role reversal. Okay? And look, it's in your F format. You guys hopefully like that. So here's the rule. Here's the recursive formula. Notice it comes in 2 parts. The rule and the first term, just like we wrote. What do I want in part A? Can you guys give me the first 5 terms? First 5 terms based on that recursive formula. Well, I already gave you what? First term, so that's pretty easy, right? F of 1. First term is -2. Now, can you find me the second term using my rule? All right, let's go over what the rule says. Ready? What's that? If I'm on f of n, what's f of n minus 1 mean to me? That's my previous term. So if I'm trying to find the second term, what was the previous term? Oh boy. Ready? Take the previous term right there. That's what that means right there. Take the previous term. If I'm here right now, what's my previous term?
Oh, F of 2. Oh, yeah, I thought you were pointing at 1.
No. Ready? I'm trying to find the second term. That's what this means. Everyone's in agreement. How do I find it? Look at the rule. Take the previous term. So if I'm on the second term, what was the previous term? -2, the first one. So -2, and what do I need to do to it? Add 5 to it. So what's my second term in this sequence? 3. So -2, comma 3, comma, here we go. How do I explain to me how I find the third term now, Lauren? So take 3, the previous term, and add 5. Always add 5, it says. Always add 5. So that'll be 8. Good so far here. And then how about the fourth term? 8 plus 5. So my fourth term is 13, but it did say 5, right? Don't say a word. 12. 13. Explain. Oh, here we go. Christ. Explain to me how to find the fifth term. Which was what? And? Come on, I'm giving you a softball here.
Oh, you want me? Okay, yeah.
Good job. So here are your first 5 terms. All good? All right, part B. Part B. Why do you say that, Aiden? I'm not asking you to write them all out. All I'm asking is for what? What's the 20th term? I don't need to know anything in between. That's up to you how you figure that out. But according to here, you're going to need to know what term to find the 20th. 19th. And then you got to know the 18th. So you guys can hit +5 real quick for me. All right, and find the 20th term. Could be worse. Could be asking for the 250th, I guess. And when you get to the 20th term, let me know. 7, let me know. We don't have 7. 15. What is it? 93. And Aiden, yes, there is a quicker way, which we'll learn tomorrow. How to get there like that instead of going 1, 2, 3 all the way to 20. There is a quicker way. Everyone good? All right, how about this recursive formula next? Now I want the first 4 terms. First 4 terms using this formula here. All right, well, start me off. Somebody start me off. What's the first term? 4, what's the first term? Do we have a 4? Yeah, we do. 5, so easy. First term's 5. Now I got to figure out what do I need to do to find the second term. And I got to have the ability to read this rule correctly. So what's it saying? To find the term you're on, take 2 times, what's an then? If I'm on n+1, an is it's always the previous term, isn't it? Okay, so take 2 times your previous term and do what with it? Add 7. That's how you find every term. 2 times the previous and then add 7. All right, going to need a little help there. 13. Oh, good. Here we go. Okay, ready. 2. So I'm going to find the second term of this sequence. I'm going to take 2 times the previous. What number am I plugging in? 5. And then adding. Done. 17. How do I find the third term now? Explain. 4, explain to me. How do I find the third term? What numbers am I using? Perfect. Now the previous term becomes 17, and I'm still adding 7. What do you got for me? Thank you. Any issues yet? And then somebody with the fourth term. Help me figure out the fourth term. 8. How'd you get there? Slow it down, superstar. 2 times. Yep. And that'll give me. So 5, 17, 41, 89, those terms. Anything you want to ask? It's basically taking the previous term and doing something with it. How comfortable here? Because I am ready to really hit you upside the head now with number 5. Okay, just forewarning you, this one's a little difficult. All right, now find the first three terms. Oh, you're like, oh, 3. This will be easy. I start you off. What's the first term? -2. All right, now let's slow it down a bit. Okay, look at the rule I've given you. Okay, let's slowly go over how to find the second term. The rule says take 5 times your previous, right? That means previous. So for us, it's going to be 5 times what? -2. Ooh, and then add in, everyone ready? 2n. Not 2an, 2n. All right, take a look. Everyone see, where have we seen, whoa, hey, how you doing? Where have we seen this n before? Right here, right? Sorry, I kind of crossed it off there. Whatever I plug in here was kind of the same, is the same thing I plugged in here. Ready? Stay with me. -2 is what term in the sequence? So this was, you just plugged in A with the subscript of 1, right? That's what that term is. A1 is -2, that's what you plugged in. So what are my n values then? What's in place of n here? 1, so that's what's going to go in place here, which is +1. Okay, they have to always match. Okay, I plugged in the first term, so that had to have been a 1, which matches that n, which is another 1. What? What do you mean? Times 2. Got me. You got me. Yeah, maybe. Yep. Yep, that's fine. Just leave it right there. Thank you. All right, you too. What's my second term then? Okay, now third term. Five times what now? Okay, here's where it's a little crazy. 2 times, what term did you just multiply by 5? The second term, right? So what's my n value now? 2. Just say to yourself, the n's always have to match. Whatever you plugged in for that n has to be the same as what I plug in for this one. And what's my third term? -40 plus 4, -36. First 3 terms. All right. That's going to be, we're going to drill it. I'm going to drill that sucker home because this is not the last time you're going to see it. I think you see it twice on the assignment tonight, and you're going to see it more and more. All right. When it's just n by itself, we got to work on that big time. Okay, kids, help me out. I'm not going to say a word here. You're going to help me out on everything. Don't get freaked out by the formula. It's fine. We'll work through it. First 5 terms. 15. What did I give you to start out with? What's 4 represent? Okay, and I also gave you what? Which is? Look at that, kids. I gave you 2 out of the first 5. You're welcome. All right, I need somebody to help me with the third term. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Don't be nervous. 10 in the house. Okay, ready. Help me, or I'll help you out. Finding the third term. Here's, ready? Start with the formula. Find any term, I take the, go ahead. What's my previous term if I'm on the third term? So I'm going to take 3x. I'm just following the rule. Plus 4 times. Now, if that was the previous term, what's n minus 2? The one before that one, which would be what in my case? 4 times 4. Does everyone see that? Previous term plus 4 times the term before that one. That's where n minus 2 came in. Yes, no? Belly, right? Go ahead. Ask questions. Okay, where'd I get the 4 from? Okay, this was my previous term, right? And then it says 4 times, see where it says n minus 2? So if n minus 1 was my previous one, n minus 2's got to be the one before that.
Oh, okay.
Good? Still not off the hook? What is my third term? 19? Well, that's 16, right? Can I combine that with the 3x? So it's just going to be, there we go. We got it. Can't combine them. Fourth term. 4. Here we go now. Your show. So ready? Previous term. I'm on the fourth term. What was my previous term? 3x plus 16 plus 4 times term before that one. 3x. Multiply, combine your like terms. Let me know where you're at. And everyone ready for the fifth and final term? Help, help. I may need it first. 3. Patrick, can you help me find the fifth term? Ready? Previous term. Plus 4 times the term before that. There you go. Whoa, whoa, easy, boss, easy, boss. Distribute the 4, combine your like terms. Go ahead. We do, yep. Yes. You guys go the same school of thought here or what? There you go. All right. All right, let's go here. Let's go. Next page. Go ahead. Let's go. That's the start of the assignment. It's all up on Aspen. Call me over if you take a look at it. If you're